Hello, everyone, and welcome to this instalment of Burridge and Tom Rambling On. My name is Tom, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Burridge.
Yes, hello, that is me. I hope you're all having a better day than Tom is. Let's have a look at our topics today, shall we?
You know, I went deliberately cheerful for this, just so that sounds really out of place, but people will figure it out later on. In this episode, we will be looking at my Steam Deck
Our Twitch channel.
and GeForce Now game streaming. Since when did we become a review show, Burridge? Since when? Right,
Since
okay,
now.
So let's get on to the positive things in Tom's life. The angry stuff comes later. It's finally here. It's only, how long ago was July? Oh, literally, yeah. Is this a Steam Deck or is it a baby? I waited 9 months for this, so I'm not sure which it is. Also, I've just realised I've not moved my microphone, but we'll go with whatever. It's finally here. And holy crap, is it heavy. Like, it weighs more than I expected. I'll grab it a sec. It's a little over 650 grams. So that's like over half a kilo of handheld console.
Heavy boy.
It's a chonker. It is a chonker, but I'll tell you what, it feels absolutely lovely in the hands. At least in my massive hands. Don't know how, like, someone with smaller hands would fare. I guess watch Linus Tech Tips' review for that, because he's got small hands. Linus, don't hate us, please.
We could do our own version of that when we come and see you in Plymouth. Just give it to Jess to hold and see what it's like then.
Right, okay, so let's have a look at the positive things about the Steam Deck. Yeah, like I've said, it is very ergonomic. You know, like, one thing I like about the Steam controller is the fact that compared to the Xbox controller, it is chunky. It is a chunky boy. Like, the hand grips are massive on both that and this. You know, it was interesting because I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing on the Switch handheld mode. And after a while, the Switch felt really uncomfortable to use. I've yet to have that with the Steam Deck.
Okay.
Even though it's still like relatively the same shape, it's just a big square, basically, a big rectangle. But the Steam Deck, because it has like the huge notch, like the huge hand grips at the back, it's a lot better for your hands to like wrap around than the things that look like bricks that they call Joy-Cons. Yeah. All of the buttons are perfectly placed. I can reach everything just fine without having to shift my grip massively. You know, I can use the touchpads comfortably. Even like the really low down buttons, the Steam buttons, it's not too bad. You sort of have to poke the bottom of your hands out a bit to try and reach them with your thumb. Although I guess you could press them with the middle of your thumb, but I prefer pressing like all my buttons with the tips of my fingers. I know some people do like use the middle of their thumb for some reason. Each to their own in ergonomics, as always. Although one thing I will say is that ABXY pad, it does feel a little small.
Okay.
I can fit basically the whole thing, give or take half a button, under my whole thumb. So it feels a little small, but realistically, it's not the end of the world. It's a darn sight better than some things. But I'll compare. I've got an Xbox 360 controller here, and I'd say the controls on the 360 controller are about 70% bigger in terms of like their spacing. But then they're just building a controller, not a whole ass computer. It does run games surprisingly well. It runs Metro 2033 beautifully, which kind of surprised me because even though the game is older, it does still look quite good. Although the funny thing is, I've mostly been using the Steam Deck at the moment for Stardew Valley. You know, the game that runs on mobile. I've been using a Ryzen processor and whatever graphics thing it had, I've already forgotten. How long ago did we cover this?
Oh, God.
2 months?
A little while ago.
But yeah, I've basically just been using that for Stardew Valley.
I saw you were playing that.
Really I've actually, you know, like when we tried it on stream, I didn't like it, but now I'm really enjoying it. So we might have to do it on stream again at some point.
That might be good. I feel like I should get into it.
Yeah, it's great. You know, I'm not even a year in and I'm already married, so doing better than real life. But yeah, so it is very portable. Surprisingly, I can put it on top of my laptop, and it is the same width as my ThinkPad X260.
Okay.
So it's the same width and about half the height of my X260, and the X260 is a compact laptop, kind of a netbook. Like the little. It's a bit too big to be a netbook, but it's sort of closer to that family of compacts laptop. But I'll tell you what, the carry case it comes with is pretty good. Really nice. The battery life is decent. I won't say fantastic, but it is decent. Like something low intensity like Stardew Valley, you'll easily get your 8 hours battery life out of it, which is Valve's expected. But something like Metro 2032, you might only get 2.5 to 3 hours. Euro Truck Sim is about 3 hours. Again, yeah, I've not tested anything hugely intensive on it because 64 gig is a surprisingly small amount.
Mm.
And like with how much of it is system reserved, with your 64 gig, you get about 35 left to use.
Oh, that's quite chonky.
Yeah, well, it's got at least 7 gig of like other applications. Like Proton itself takes up a whole gigabyte of that, which doesn't sound a lot when I'm thinking about 8.5 terabyte, 9 terabytes now of storage in my PC. But when I'm thinking about 64 gigs on this, it's a surprising amount. So I will be getting a bigger SD card to go in it. I've currently got a 32 gig stuck in there that I found lying around on my desk at home.
I mean, luckily SD cards aren't the most expensive thing anymore.
Yeah, I can get a half terabyte one for like 60 quid. So
yeah,
it's a darn sight cheaper than the half terabyte variant of the Steam Deck, which was £200 more. Yeah. Also, interestingly, one thing that I didn't see advertised anywhere is even though like you get exclusive keyboard skins with the more pricey ones, with all the Steam points you get for buying one of these, you can go into the Steam Point store and buy different keyboards. So you can buy keyboard skins. It's like you buy like your profile frame and your profile background and all that nonsense on there.
Yeah.
Well, I got so many Steam points, I could probably buy the whole store now just for buying this. But yeah. And I'll tell you what, gyroscopic gameplay, which was something that was talked about a little bit, but no one, to my knowledge, really demoed. That is something weird. So it only works with very few games. First thing I did with this was I installed the Aperture Test Labs, the thing that Valve made for demoing all the things on the Steam Deck. And, they get you to do gyroscopic on there. I was like, yeah, cool. I didn't think anything else would have it. Turns out they've put it into Half-Life 2. So I'm there starting a new save on Half-Life 2, step off the train, start moving around, and my thumb's on the right joystick, which is what triggers it, because they're capacitive joysticks. And I tilt my Steam Deck, and Gordon Freeman's camera view moves, and I'm like, what the shit is this? Excuse my language. It took me completely by surprise. But I need to figure out how to turn it off, because it's a bloody nightmare. I think like it could work like when shooting, but it would be weird, especially like holding a device like this and trying to shoot something with it would be just something different. It makes sense in VR. It makes sense in VR. That's about it, really. With the Wii, maybe, but the Wii was something else. There wasn't really many shooter games on the Wii. Did play a Call of Duty World at War. That was good fun. But yeah, it is different. Right, okay, and now on to the disappointments. So, one thing you will notice if you have a Q2 unit as of now is that when you're playing in a quiet environment, there is a fan whine. It seems to be something to do with the airflow in the new fans from a different supplier in this generation of units. Interestingly, if you cover the 4 outlet vents, or the rightmost 4 outlet vents, the fan wine goes away.
So it only seems to be on the right-hand side?
It's so on the top you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 vents. 11 it's a vent with 11 holes. If you cover the right-hand 4, it disrupts airflow enough to stop the wine. So it's just something about the way the air flows through the fan and out the top there that's causing the wine. I mean, I don't bother because I've kind of got used to it anyway. Using a laptop a lot, it's basically the same noise level as my ThinkPad makes, so it makes a negligible difference to me. But it can be quite annoying if you sat quietly somewhere. Some games have some weird visual effects. So I was playing Euro Truck Sim 2, my good old boredom game. You know how you can look at a game and it doesn't seem wrong, but something feels wrong about the way the graphics are behaving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally, I had that. It looks perfectly fine, but I think something to do with the way it's trying to scale the graphics is weird. Or it's probably something to do with the render distance, actually, because I think the render distance is set quite low for the Steam Deck.
It could also be it trying to emulate the rendering engine, because obviously if it's on a Steam Deck, it's running Linux, right? So
yeah, I'll have to get it reinstalled, so I'll see if you can notice it when you come down. But I've currently not got it installed. I tried to uninstall everything and install Formula 1 2020.
Yeah.
Higher end game to test everything on. Still not enough space. 40 gig needed. I have 36 to play with. Very sad. That's why I've been playing Stardew. And this one's not so much of a downside, more of just something I found a little bit annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So one thing I noticed on the back of the carry case is there's an indent with a thick elastic strap covering it. I figured out that's for the charger. So you tuck the charger in there, and it'll sit in there, so you can just take it along with the carry case without having to carry anything separately. Which is all well and good, but it doesn't work with Type G plugs very well. And we use Type G plugs here in the UK. It'll fit a nice, slim European or American style adapter because they don't have the chunky Type G plug that we do. Realistically, though, Type G is the safest plug in the world. Anyone who wants to fight me on that, you're wrong. Because it has to have that massive flange at the bottom going around the pins, it doesn't really fit properly. But that's more of a pet peeve kind of thing. Realistically, I'm not going to be taking this anywhere. I'm not taking my backpack anyway, so I'll just chuck the charger in there. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the day. It's not the end of the world.
You wish it was the end of the day.
I wish it was the end of the day. I could do with a new day. And here's just a couple of little things that I've noticed interesting since I'm back in Plymouth now, back at my flat. So last night, after I'd finished playing modded Minecraft, I went and sat in the living room, grabbed the Xbox controller to turn on the Xbox so I could watch some Netflix while playing Stardew Valley.
Of course.
And picking up that Xbox controller felt so weird. Because obviously the Steam Deck is trying to emulate Xbox-style controls. Because, that's the most common type of controller. I do wonder whether they used the Steam hardware survey to work that out. What control scheme to go with.
More than likely, I'd say, yeah.
But yeah, it's trying to emulate that, but picking up an Xbox controller, which has the angled grips and the smaller triggers, it feels so weird picking it up. It's this feels so small in my hands now compared to this chunky beast. And like I've said, fan noise far less noticeable on the train. Which I do kind of feel like public transport is sort of the domain that the Steam Deck was aimed at anyway. Yeah, I expect there's going to be a hell of a lot of people just buying them and using them at home. Which makes sense. We're gamers. When do we go outside? But, I will absolutely be playing this on the train up to London for EGX. And I'll be taking it with me on any adventures I go on in the summer as something to do while I'm on public transport. So I would thoroughly recommend one to anyone. If you join the queue now, you might get one before Christmas. Which is still less of a wait than I had, you lucky sods. But yeah, that's all for the Steam Deck. Would you like to introduce our next topic, Burridge?
Well, our next topic, I feel, is not a review. We're having a break from reviewing.
It is a review. 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
True. It's our Twitch channel.
No, I do recommend it. It's good fun sometimes.
We've I think both of us have been quite busy this week, so we've not...
Yeah, I've been moving back. I've been supposed to be doing coursework.
So we've not done any streams this week, but hopefully next week we will... return back to it, but we did a few streams last week over the last couple of weeks, and varying levels of success. I would say our Mario Kart and our Planet Side 2 streams were really good in terms of... I think
the ones we announced did better than the more impromptu ones.
Yeah, true.
Follow the Burridge and Tom Rambling on Twitter to find out when we are streaming. We will try and be more upfront with our stream times.
Yes.
It works better for engagement.
Funny that. Funny how that works.
Also, hold on. Josh, I know you're listening to this. Watch our streams as well.
Yes. Oh, dear. We are hoping to expand our content portfolio. That's how I wrote it in the document because it sounded fancy. Portfolio.
It's such an interesting word.
It is, isn't it? It's great.
It's a nice word to say. Portfolio.
Especially if you're West Country.
It does sound like a town name, though.
It does.
Oh, yeah, I live in Kernwell in Portfolio. Oh, we're off topic again.
It didn't take long.
I'm surprised we lasted on topic throughout the Steam Deck. I kind of didn't. I kind of got a bit lost on the
You made the wrong turn and went to portfolio. Yeah, so the idea is we want to expand our content. Hopefully, actually, Sunday coming, the 1st of May. Hopefully, Jess and myself will be up in Plymouth to see you. So
that's news to me.
What do you mean that's news to you? We were talking about this ages ago.
I don't remember you stating a date.
Yeah.
Okay, sick, nice. Oh, cool. This whole weekend I'm going to be busy. Because it's like the weekend before my birthday, so Mum's coming. Mum and at least Mother, maybe Dad, might be coming down on the Saturday as well.
Yeah, because we were talking about golf, weren't we?
Yes, golf. Well, that's why I need my bloody iPhone.
True.
Also, we never heard back from the golf place.
Wow.
I mean, you'd have known. It goes to the shared inbox, but...
Yeah, true. Calling you out now, company in Plymouth?
Actually, it's the company that runs Brighton Pier.
Oh, there you go.
Brighton Pier Entertainments International or something.
This was about Twitch, but it's fine. It's us just rambling on. It's the rambling on part.
It's tangentially related.
It is, because we're hoping to expand content with vlogs and all sorts of stuff. And
I got excited there was an email in the inbox, but it was just a thing telling us 2 days ago that we need to record the podcast.
Yes. God. Yes. It was scheduled for Friday, did it on Sunday.
Yeah, we're going for short turnaround time.
It's been busy, people, okay?
Yeah, it has been busy.
But yeah, we are hoping to expand our content. We want to make vlog style content, streams,
some proper production stuff.
Yeah. We got lots of ideas. We just need budget. So please support us on Patreon.
Do the thing in the description. You know, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, burridgeandtom.com. I think we need to make the links a bit more obvious on there, but we can work on that. Yeah,
we can work on all that. And speaking of supporting us so we can do things, especially on the fly, as this particular thing was.
Hold on, you segued into a sponsor you haven't told me about.
Sponsored by... No. No, but you did purchase GeForce... Well, you purchased a month of GeForce Now while you were back home, didn't you?
Yes, for the sudden game streaming plan we had.
Yeah.
I like how we planned all this after I'd left my PC at home.
Yeah.
Before my Steam Deck had arrived. Actually, interestingly, OBS will run on Steam OS.
Oh, will it? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I could do a test stream using like the inbuilt microphone.
So
apparently Discord works on here as well, but I've not tested.
Here's the fun thing, though. OBS that's on Steam,
it doesn't work on.
It doesn't run on Linux, which is very odd.
It doesn't like wine. It's alcohol-free OBS.
But OBS is native to Linux, so why don't they just have the Linux version on Steam anyway?
I think it's because everything launched through Steam on the Steam OS is basically trying to force the use of Wine and Proton.
Right.
It's the way because like most of the I'd say pretty much all the games on Steam. When I say pretty much all, there's still like hundreds and hundreds of games that are Linux native. But compared to what is there, like at least 250,000 games on Steam.
Yeah.
A lot of it's shovelware, but, of all the games on Steam, pretty much anything that's going to be Steam Deck compatible will probably be Windows and will run in Wine and Proton. So they probably just did it that way, but I can just install it from the desktop. Because it does have a desktop, and I need to get a dock to use it properly.
Yay.
Otherwise, I have to use a scuffed application that provides me with an on-screen keyboard.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not terrible, but it's not great either.
But
anyway,
yeah,
GeForce Now. We got lost again.
Went to Portfolio again.
We got lost again. I tell you what. Me hiking up Snowdon in the summer is going to be a hell of a thing if I keep getting lost like this. I tell you what, though, GeForce Now was genuinely surprising. I've played with Xbox game streaming, and it leaves something to be desired. I was sat in the living room a few weeks ago now, and I tried streaming I Am Fish, which is a game made by the studio that made I Am Bread.
Of course.
Through Xbox game streaming while I was downloading an update for something. Turns out I paused the update, so that wasn't helpful. But I had like big graphical issues with it. So like every so often, you could see it loading in line of pixels by line of pixels like a CRT does. So it'd be like it'd do a layer and then it'd go in full color. It wasn't like all the time. It was like every couple of minutes. But you could see where it was struggling with streaming the image. GeForce Now does not have that problem. I'd say GeForce Now. I mean, I was using a wired connection, which I was on Xbox game streaming, and GeForce Now has been around longer, like a lot longer. How is Xbox game streaming even a year old yet?
I don't know,
it is.
but
like,
Nvidia GeForce Now's been around.
It's been around since the
2015
first Nvidia Shield tablet.
So it launched in beta in 2015 and then became public in 2020.
Yeah, because you got access to the beta if you bought any of the Shield product lineup.
Yes. And then 5 years later they released.
Just to show you how old it is, I know that because I watched a Dave Chaos video on it.
Oh my
Dave
god.
Chaos made content.
Oh my.
In his attic.
Goodness.
Yeah, literally. I used to have one of his t-shirts off the Oxcast store. Throwback. But so I'd say it works pretty well. It imports your existing Steam library, which already makes it far better than Stadia. Sorry, all 8 Stadia users out there. But Google abandoned you. I'm so glad I ended up not spending the, what was it, like 80 quid for the Founder Edition bundle? 90 quid, something like that. For basically 3 months game streaming and a fancy Chromecast. Yeah, I'm so glad I did not do that. But yeah, so you pay $8.99, I think, for the level I'm on. and you get up to 6 hours using playing a game at any one time. I don't know exactly why they impose a limit. Probably out of fairness. It's not like Nvidia's just going to have all these servers sitting around waiting for someone to use them. I expect they're doing other things in the meantime.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I logged in, signed into Steam, boom, imported like 180 of my games that are compatible with it. And, you know, it was quite. You can also sign into Ubisoft or my least favorite game store there is, Epic Games. It will automatically import your add-ons for some games. Like when I launched Euro Truck Sim. I mean, I think that was basically the game doing it, but I was surprised they even allowed it. It imported all of my Steam Workshop items. And it didn't have to do it again next time I launched the game. So I think it saved that config. But, you know, it runs very, very well, even over my lackluster home internet. Lackluster's just a nice way of saying crappy. You know, my home Wi-Fi, it's supposed to be up to 70 something megabytes. It averages 50. What am I even paying for at this point? But I'm not paying for it anymore, so I'm just the admin. But yeah, I tell you what, if you're looking for somewhere to play games on a device that is insufficient and you can afford the $8.99 a month to rent an Nvidia server for 6 hours at a time, I'd say do it. You know, it's pretty bloody good for game streaming. It even ran PlanetSide 2 perfectly fine. I didn't have any issue. I had more issues with Golf with Your Friends on it than I did with PlanetSide 2. And PlanetSide 2 is FPS MMO. MMO FPS? Massively multiplayer online first-person shooter. MMO FPS. I had to brain then. How many games? 174 of my Steam games it imported, which is less than half. Because I have 473 titles in my Steam library.
Yeah.
But that's like every single one of these games that they've imported to this will be installed ready to go on like a massive network storage server. That one of these machines just grabs it like that. Tell you what, that's a dream in it to be able to play video games from a remote storage server. No, I don't have to have 9 terabytes of storage on my PC. I literally added another half a terabyte with an old SSD I had lying around just so my City Skylines runs better. And then it undid all my mods and it won't work now, so I need to go through and fix that config. That'll be fun. But yeah, you know, it's great. I'm actually able to play like Metro 2033 now because of my Steam Deck and this. For some reason, it just doesn't like my PC.
Which is interesting, because your PC's not bad.
It's great. I can run Metro Exodus, the newest and most graphically intensive of the Metro series, but I can't run the previous 2 for whatever reason. Something to do with a file. I uninstalled, reinstalled, and verified the files, and it still won't run. So thank you, Steam Deck, for that, and thank you, Nvidia Game Streaming, for that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for what you were saying about it, it was like you were having a very good experience when we were playing PlanetSide.
Yeah. Oh, PlanetSide. We ought to play some PlanetSide.
Yeah, more PlanetSide, definitely.
PlanetSide 2.
Let's just become PlanetSide.
PlanetSide professionals.
Yeah.
Ineptitude. That's the gang. Whatever it's called. Outfit, that's what it's called. Gang, what is this? GTA 5?
Might be.
Yeah. Let's move on to the mini topics. Woo! Elon Musk has backed down from joining Twitter's board. So actually, this happened pretty much the day the day we published the last podcast. So this is quite old news now. But yeah, literally the day before he was supposed to join Twitter's board, he was like, "Actually, do you know what? I'm not." And then he made an offer to buy all of Twitter for something like $53 a share, which was above the Twitter's current trading price, but at its absolute peak last year, it was at $74 a share. So obviously the board were like, no.
No.
And in fact, they've started doing a process called share poisoning,
Right.
where they're basically splitting the shares again to put even more on the market, so that it's even harder for Elon Musk to buy all of Twitter. To be fair, I'm not sure I'd want to use Twitter if Elon Musk bought it.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, thanks, Nvidia. No, I'm just not a fan of the bloke. He's a bit of a nutcase. Oh, wow, sorry, I've just seen I could play Stardew Valley on Nvidia game streaming. I think even my laptop could handle Stardew
I was going to say, yeah.
Let's not lie, it's not that hard to run Stardew Valley.
No, it really isn't.
I want to look at what his minimum spec is. I'm getting distracted again. Yeah, literally, I've played, in the past 2 weeks, I've played 11.4 hours of Stardew Valley. I've more than doubled my playtime. I just didn't play it much before. I tried it on stream and I was like, this is not the game for me. But now I'm like, this is the game for me.
It's a chill game.
It requires Windows Vista or greater. At least 2 gigahertz of processor, 2 gig of RAM, and 256 megabytes of video memory. And half a gig. It's a fantastic game for a game developed by one person. But yes, anyway, I got distracted again. How did I even get onto this? Oh, I was looking at GeForce Now, wasn't I?
He's got the portfolio again.
God, my brain is not in the right place today. And you'll find out why in a minute.
Yes.
It might be time. Could the funeral bells be tolling? Is this the end of Netflix?
Yes.
I kind of hope not.
I hope
much as I don't like the practices that the company are doing, I really want to see the Nimona movie after it got cancelled by Disney and saved by Netflix, literally like 2 weeks ago. So on the back of forecasted subscriber losses, they lost 100 for the first time ever. They posted a loss of subscribers for quarter one. They lost 100,000 subscribers in quarter one. Like overall, that's accounting for people that joined up for the first time as well.
Christ.
So their overall numbers have dropped by 100,000, and they're projected to drop by another million by the end of this quarter.
Which they might very well do if they continue their crackdown on the whole password sharing thing, which their entire system facilitates anyway.
Well, literally, 2017 Valentine's Day, they said share a password with someone you love on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, it's all until money gets involved.
Exactly.
But in a single day, Netflix stock plunged 35%, wiping off $50 billion of their total market cap. Which, it's a lot of money. It's a lot to think about. Realistically, we don't really appreciate the scale of $1 billion, do we?
No, because I'm never going to get that much money, so I don't care if a billionaire loses $1 billion. Well, if I'm honest.
Well, think about it. How much more than 1 million is 1 billion?
Oh, a lot.
Approximately 1 billion.
Yeah.
That 1 million is such an inconsequential number compared to $1 billion that it's insane. For a company to lose 50 billion off of its market cap is quite a lot. Netflix have announced further measures to combat password sharing in an attempt to make more people subscribe, which is stupid.
I'm unsubscribing the moment they do that.
The stupid part is they're like, oh, well, if we force everyone to have their own account, or like one account per household, then more people will sign up. I can guarantee you they won't.
Well, here's the thing. If they keep it as household, I'm fine, because only me and Jess are on my Netflix account.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like there's me, Mother, and Katie on my account, and we're all technically like registered as permanently addressed at the same place. But I live down here for more than half the year, and Katie lives in York for more than half the year.
Yeah.
So, well, it's even worse for Katie because this academic year she's going to be switching between York and Scarborough for medical placement.
Yeah.
How's this going to work, Netflix? Have you thought of this? No, you haven't.
Why would they? It's not their problem.
No, everyone will just have to get a separate account.
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot more people sailing the seven seas very soon, I reckon.
Yes. Yeah, no, if they turn around and say, oh, even if someone in your household is sharing your account, no, you can't do that anymore, then
I
my
don't think they do
subscription
that.
is going immediately. But I don't think they'll do that.
Oh, that would just... Well, the thing is, it's like you pay for up to 4 screens, so... What, have I got, like, 1 screen for each eyeball and then 2 spare, or...?
Yeah, but the thing is, who's to say they don't change that?
Yeah, literally. And if they start putting ads in as well...
Oh, yeah,
Netflix
no,
is gone as a company.
Yeah, and Disney Plus are thinking about doing that as well. That's another topic.
Yeah, well, they're doing it on the lowest tier, aren't they? I think we talked about that a little while ago.
Yeah, we did, yeah. It's the fact it's like they're adding ads to it, and it's like, but they're still paying you.
Well, yeah, it's like, fair enough if you add ads to something like All 4 here in the UK. It's free.
Yeah, it's free to watch. Yeah.
So,
I don't need a TV license to watch it as long as it's not live.
Yeah. And, to remove the ads is only £4 a month or something.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. This is exactly what we spoke about a while ago with Now TV putting ads on their £10 a month subscription. Like, no, sod off. I need to cancel that. I'm remembering things.
Just remember you're going to cancel something.
Yeah. But yeah, this could be the end of Netflix, which would be a shame. I want to see the new season of The Umbrella Academy. I want to see what they do with Snowpiercer Season 4, and I want to see the Nimona movie. But, oh well, if it's gone, it's gone.
And now...
at least we'll have their back catalogue.
Yeah.
If you can get a hold of it. Some of the things they make on there, they don't even release a physical copy of.
Oh. That's the problem with today's digital world as well. That's why I still like having physical copies if I can get them of games, because...
Well, it's like, technically speaking, there's a grey area in the law as to whether... Like, obviously piracy is completely illegal, but there's a grey area in the law around... what's it called? Burridge, look into my brain. What's the word I'm thinking of?
Are you thinking about around content that was released from a company that's now defunct?
No. So what I was thinking of was there is a legal grey area around whether if you own the physical media, so the DVD or whatever, and you bypass the copy protect on that DVD just to make yourself a digital copy that you do not distribute, that is within a legal grey area. So technically speaking, if you run your own Plex server and you own a physical copy of everything on it, it's not illegal, sort of. There's some things around bypassing the copy protection that's what makes it a legal grey area. But it's because you technically own that media that it's fine. And that's the good part about owning a DVD, is the fact that you can prove you physically own it. It's not like you buy a digital copy and effectively you've got a contract that says you can watch this up until the company holding the contract deems that you can't. It's the same with DRM anywhere, though. Like on Steam, you buy a game on Steam, you're technically buying a license to use the game.
Yeah, well, that was the same with games on physical copies as well, wasn't it, really? Like, you bought the license to use it, you just had a physical copy to have it.
Well, yeah, it's a lot harder to implement DRM. It's a lot harder for a company to revoke that license.
Yes.
In a physical copy. Which, is what makes... what's the one run by The Witcher, by CD Projekt Red? GOG.
Oh, GOG, yes.
Yeah, that's what makes their storefront unique, is that they offer DRM-free games.
Yeah, they have their own client as well, which obviously is a DRM, but they offered the downloads without their client, which is the unique.
Even if you download it with their client, it's like, you're fine, you can play it. It doesn't, phone home to a server to make sure that you own the right to this game. Which is the big concern for what if someday in the future Valve decide that Steam is no more and all of their authentication servers go offline. Authentication, not authentication. There's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
I literally just wrote like a mini 500-word piece on that for uni. So yeah, like if that happens, like I can't play any of these games. I've got a very expensive Steam library that'll be absolutely useless.
Oh yeah, same. My Steam account is worth thousands of pounds.
But, you know, we've gone really off on a tangent again.
It's okay. Why don't we go to your final rant?
Delaying the inevitable. This is where Tom gets sad and angry. Why the hell is it so hard to get a new phone? So let me chronicle the saga for you. So as you'll know, if you've been listening to the past few episodes, Tom is getting an iPhone 13 Pro. Well, now I'll be getting an iPhone 13 Pro Max eventually. So, you know, what do we do here in Britain if you want a new phone, Burridge? We look at Car Phone Warehouse.
Yep.
Look there, you know, found a nice deal. Typed all the things in. It's like, yep, cool, confirmation email. We need to do some checks and whatever, and we'll get back to you. Get an email this morning. I did that yesterday. I get an email this morning. We're sorry, but you have not passed the internal security check. Apparently, I'm a fraudster now. I knew it was me behind all those scams. So I thought, well, that's okay. I'll go and speak to someone in person about it because, you know, they probably have more power. Nope. Turns out they don't. So I get up from here, get the bus 30 minutes up to the Curry's PC World. Go in, wait 10 minutes while they're doing the manual, like everything, whatever up there. Once again, nope. Internal security check. And the best part is because you can see the mainframe screen in there. It literally comes up with "Do not attempt this again" in like capital letters at the bottom of the security warning box. I wonder what I've done. Is it because I was angry at them in September? I doubt it, but you know. So then I thought, well, this is annoying. So then I went into my current provider and I asked them about, you know, what deals can they do to upgrade. I got some numbers off the store manager. Turns out, even just doing this, I can be classed as a business customer, to 3 at least.
And by this, he means the podcast and the Twitch and stuff like that.
Even if we don't make any money from it, 3 classes would class both me and Burridge as business customers.
Gonna remember that.
Yeah. So then you quoted me like something £10 a month more than ID wanted for theirs, and I was like, that's a bit much. So I came home, looked on. I thought, I'll go have a look what student deals there is. Found one through 3 again. Pretty decent deal, you know. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to go back in and speak to the staff and be like, yo, can we get this done? 20 to 30 minutes later, after sitting down, having a chat, whatever, yeah, still no. Just still straight up no. So I'm like, right, okay. If I want to do that, I'll have to cancel my current phone contract, start a new one, port my phone number from my existing SIM to another company's SIM, and then port it back to 3, because apparently an internal phone number transfer is really difficult.
Wait, what?
Even though I know Tesco Mobile can do it, because I've done it for customers before when I worked there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But, you know, whatever. So I was just like, fine. Came home, you know, filled out everything on ID.com because I was like, do you know what, I'll just go with them because at least I only have to port my number once. Got the confirmation email. The thing is, the bloke at Carphone said, it's okay, ID don't do an internal security check. Ha! Boy, was he wrong. Literally, 5 minutes before starting recording this, I get the email saying, oh, you've failed our internal security checks. What have I done to upset Dixon's Retail? Like, seriously, other than saying that they're useless because they have nothing in stock. Like, what is the point of having that big building and only having, like, 25% of things in stock? They're literally basically just a showroom now.
Yeah.
If I wanted to have something delivered, I'd have used Amazon or I'd have ordered it online. I wouldn't go in person. You know, that's why I went back to 3 the second time today, because I thought, well, the store manager said they had that particular iPhone that was in the offer in stock, ready to go. And I was like, cool, if I can get that today, that's pretty good. Nope. So Thomas is very angry, and I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to get a new phone because the battery on my existing one is pretty much fried. If, like, you know, I'm a power user. I use my phone a lot. It'll last me maybe 4 hours of Reddit browsing before the battery's gone, and that's on battery saver mode. That's with like auto rotate and everything turned off. If I use it to listen to Spotify in the car without it charging, it will die pretty quick because apparently the Bluetooth is power hungry, even though it should be Bluetooth 5 low energy. Thomas is not happy. And still doesn't have an iPhone.
And still doesn't have his new phone.
Which is annoying because we're supposed to be playing golf on a week's time.
Yeah, well,
I don't
hopefully.
have a device to record it on.
Well, we'll have to see about that because they never responded to our email.
Yeah, we'll just ask in person. To be honest, they probably don't care. They probably get a lot of people doing it for TikTok anyway. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're not doing it for cringy stuff like that. Jeez.
We also run a TikTok media account and just use it to advertise.
God, that's why? Maybe we should have a.
But well, you see, I was going to keep my OnePlus 7T Pro and use it as a phone for social media for like Burridge and Tom socials. But turns out I can trade this one into CEX for up to £200 in voucher, so I can buy my GoPro with that, and I'll use my Pixel 2 XL, which I still have, which has a better battery in it still, to do all the social stuff. So,
oh, there you go then.
There we go. But I still don't have an iPhone, so Thomas is not very happy. To be fair, like my bank accounts are quite empty at the moment because, you know, student loan not here. But I might just have to get my mother to take it out in her name and I just send her the money. It's a nightmare. But anyway, that's all from us today. I just realised I started the outro with the way it doesn't normally start, so I'll restart that again. Are we? My grasp of English is tenuous at best.
Oh, tenuous, that's another good word.
Yes, the top tenuous. That was a thing on BBC Radio 2 for a while. No, legit, it was like they'd have callers ring in, and it's like, how are you tenuously related to whatever celebrity they were talking about, or like what sort of interaction? And it was the most tenuous thing was like the best one, and they got like a T-shirt or something. But it was always weird. But anyway, and that is all. Sorry, I'm really struggling. And that is us all done for this episode of Burridge and Tom Rambling On. If you like what you've heard and you want to hear more, you subscribe to Burridge and Tom over on YouTube. I'm really sure I'm mispronouncing half of these words.
Would you like me to try it for what? Shall we reverse it?
Let's switch this up.
Let's reverse it. I'll read it out. All right, this should be good.
You read out the right name at the end, not my name.
All right. Should be good.
I've not had caffeine today, and you can really tell. I need to make myself a coffee.
And that is us all done for this episode of Burridge and Tom Rambling On. If you like what you heard and you want to hear about all the other stuff...
Oh, right. Podcast's over. You can find the things on the website, burridgeandtom.com. You subscribe on YouTube if you want. Follow us on whatever your favourite platform is. There's a Patreon. You can give us money if you really like us. And you can join our Discord if you want to get involved, or reach out to us on Twitter at Burridge and Tom, I think.
Yeah, it's just Burridge and Tom on all socials. Yeah.
The account name's like the full name of the podcast, but we ought to like have a discussion about that anyway. As always, I have been Tom.
And I've been Burridge.
I'm so sorry for you all having to listen to this. We'll be back next time, hopefully with a better grasp of English and even more nonsense, and hopefully an iPhone 30 Pro.
Goodbye.